All right. All right. Hey, guys. Welcome to another episode of Xbox Talks. Jay, what episode is this?
Oh, you know what? We're like in the 80s, maybe somewhere around 80. I don't have an exact count anymore. Goodness. I'll get that for us next time because the news has been coming hot and heavy. So we've had a couple intermittent episodes, and we're just here. That's all that matters, right?
I know what number it is. It's number ABK because the acquisition just went through today. We will be discussing that later today. If you guys don't know what Xbox Talks is, this is a podcast for the Xbox community on Reddit. That is Xbox One, Xbox Game Pass community, and the Xbox Series X community. So please, if you guys ever want to come in, please hit the hands raised button down below. We'll bring you up. You could talk about all the juicy ABK news today that we'll be talking about, Call of Duty beta that just released. So many more good things happening at Xbox that we'll be discussing today. But let's bring in the hosts here today. I, myself, and Kevin Corkenstein, one of the mods here on the Xbox Series X subreddit. We also have Jay Foreman.
Hello. I stole Mikey's line. Hopefully he'll be back with us soon if people have been waiting for him. But
got to pay some tribute to the Mikey. Hope he's doing well.
There you are.
We have Anthony Mokoworm.
Hello. How you doing?
Our UK correspondent. You guys can thank him exclusively for CMA passing the deal. Just saying. And we also have Ivan Grimpovise.
How's it going, everyone?
He's one of our awesome Discord mods here. If you guys are already as you joining in, you guys must be members. Really, really great community here that he's helped build with all the other awesome mods on this channel. But yeah, let's do a quick what we're playing for this week, and then we'll dive into the juicy ABK news. Jay, you want to start us off, or are you busy?
Yeah, no,
I know you're busy. Doing the behind the scenes stuff.
I don't know what I'm doing. I'm lost over here. I'm listening and looking at news. I'm doing my normal life. I'm doing 13 things at once. But anyways, this week I played Forza. I didn't pre-order. I was frugal. I waited on this one because I did pre-order for Starfield, and I was like, not this time. So after I played it, I was surprised by how much I enjoyed it, even though I was kind of always a motorsport guy. I like the circuit racing. Good times. I'm sure a lot of people out there probably are enjoying it as well. And Vampire Survivors, I'm on a steady chunking away. I'm going to get all the achievements. It's just a really good game for a predetermined gameplay session, 30 minutes, get in, get out, and nice. the original SimCity. So I threw that in there, like the old school, like SimCity 1. For some reason, the music is kind of iconic to me. Yeah, so I went back, and it holds up. That's all I'm saying. It holds up just fine. It's still a great game. So that's kind of fun. I love some of that classic gaming. So that's me.
Very nice. Moko, what are you working on?
I pushed on with Starfield. I'm nowhere near the end yet. I tried to get back into Cyberpunk. So I did the full update. I jumped back in, and it completely balked my game. So I'm going to have to restart. Basically, I can't run.
Oh, no.
I can't run. So my character's moving like 1 mile an hour everywhere. I can't. It's like something's gone completely wrong with you. So I'm going to have to restart. But it looked great. It looked good. And then I've been playing Gotham Knights, which you kind
Solid game.
You said it was okay, but I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm having real fun with it. Mm-hmm. Superb game. I mean, I don't know. I had no hype for it, no expectation at all. I just downloaded it because it hit Game Pass. I love it. I think it's great. Well worth playing.
Yeah, we had a post this week that. Sorry, yeah, they just said it's one of those games that Game Pass is kind of redeeming for it because a lot of people didn't play it, and then they ended up playing it here because it's free, and also they're like, hey, the hate might have been a little too much when it launched. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kevin.
No, I was about to say, yeah, I think the 60 FPS thing that kind of discourse happened around it kind of brought some negativity. I really thoroughly enjoyed the game. I thought it was, I agreed with Xbox Era on it. I thought it was like an 8. It was definitely one of those really great games that I had fun. Also, I'm a huge Batman fanatic, so maybe
I'm a little bit
biased.
How was that?
Jason Todd.
I'm playing as
majority of the time.
Awesome.
Yeah. Majority of the time I was Jason Todd, and then I switched back to Tim Drake. So yeah.
So has it had updates since release then? Because I've come into it thinking it seems pretty solid to me, but at release it got some criticism, right? So I can't remember what that criticism was though.
It was the FPS, the 60 frames. A lot of people had issue with that. That wasn't. I don't think they've released it. I mean, it came out later too that they bottlenecked the CPU, hence why some of that stuff wasn't happening. But I don't think they've cleared that problem up. I think they finished a lot of the bugs and like the fluidity of the game is supposedly better. I haven't revisited it. I pretty much finished it and almost 100%ed it. But yeah, it's a solid game. Like I said, I'd give it like an 8.
Cool.
Grim, what were you playing this week? Some more Forza?
Yeah. Well, I just wanted to add that, like, I think Gotham Knights was great. I think I was one of the people who were saying play it, because I had a blast with it as well. But yeah, I've been playing Forza. I've been playing a bit of Assassin's Creed Mirage, but mostly I just can't get away from NBA 2K. That has just been the game that I'll turn on. I guess it's like Vampire Survivors, but instead of it being a 30-minute game, ends up being like a couple of hours because each game is about 30 minutes when you play on the rec. So it gets up there. So that's what takes up all my time right now.
Who's your team?
The Knicks, unfortunately. So,
Why am I surprised that you picked up NBA 2K? I did not see that coming from the games that I know that you really enjoy, and just like a grinder sports game. That's pretty cool.
Well, see, it's weird because like the way 2K is like compared to other sports games, I guess kind of like FIFA, that would be the closest. But the way you like dribble and just interact with the defense, it feels like a fighting game to me, where it's like I have to see what they do and then react accordingly, and then I get open. So it's like I'm over here doing the same thing, just in a sports game.
I love where that went. That you brought it back to a fighting game, and it's instead of one fighter, you're a 5-person, like you're like Voltron basically. So there you go. So
yeah,
all right, that brought it home for me. Thanks.
Awesome. Yeah, pretty much for me, I've just been doing Assassin's Creed Mirage. I 100% of that finished up. Unfortunately, the game didn't get a little bit better for me. I found my biggest complaint, which if you guys listened to last week, was the parkour system. I think it's starting to show its age, and especially when they pretty much made the city a lot smaller than from Valhalla. So it was kind of open. You didn't run in, but once you start getting those buildings close together, now instead of running up a building, you may be running off to the side of it or jumping onto something you didn't want to. I don't know. I just feel like the Anvil Next 2.0 engine it's been 9 years, 10 years, I think, since they've updated it. I think it needs another refresh, especially if they're going to be moving forward with the AC Assassin's Creed franchise in that direction. They need something new, something with the parkour system that kind of changes it up. But yeah, overall, I thought the story was cool. I thought it was okay. Overall, 6 out of 10. And then I just started the COD beta, which we will be talking about later on today after the ABK news. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just kind of dumbed myself down to 2 games.
I mean, I like that you're just dropping scores on us too. So 6 for Assassin's Creed, and you gave an 8 to. What did you give an 8 to? I already forgot. I'm sorry.
Oh, Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights. Yeah. You got it. All right. I think
it's okay. Most people already forgot about Gotham Knights, so
we even forgot the score.
Speaking of basketball, I didn't see an alley-oop coming, but
right. It was such a good game. But yeah, most people kind of wrote it off. But yeah, so that's it. I just kind of I actually did start Cocoon though, but I'll get to that later. But
great,
yeah, solid game. So I'm only like 2 bosses in.
It's one of those games I keep hearing about that I'm going to eventually have to play because I love buzz games. I think Game Pass really facilitates that, and here we go again.
Awesome. Well, hey, let's just dive into the meat of this discussion for today, and that is, everybody, let's welcome ABK to the Xbox family. I think it's awesome. For some reason, my clapping sound.
I was waiting for it. I was like, "Where's it at, Kevin?"
Yeah, I don't know why.
I even like clapped that in like visual effect. Nothing happened.
Yay!
I was waiting for it, and I don't know actually what happened. I've been having issues with the voice mod lately because I switched off of it and went more direct through the Go XLR. So I don't know why, but yeah, it just seems to be acting a little weird. There it is. Oh, delayed. But yeah. So, anyways. Yeah, welcome ABK to the family. I think it's so amazing. I mean, it's finally over. I think I shared the Frodo gift of like, it's over. It's finally over. But in a good way. So what did you guys think? I think it happened when most of you guys were asleep. I think Moko and I were online at like 1 a.m. talking about it.
Yeah, it's one. So that's when I start work. So, that's when I get online. So I saw you were up. You must have been like 1 or 2 a.m. for you, right?
Yeah,
And
Well, I knew it was.
It just
go
happened.
ahead.
Then everybody was posting. It was like an influx. The sub was getting like loads of people were posting the links. We had like about 20 duplicate posts, but so everyone was on it. Everyone was excited for it, to get that news out.
Once I saw that, I was kind of stayed up for it because I knew once I saw that they stopped trading the stock, I was like, yep, that's it. This is going to be a done deal. They're getting everything ready to pay out to the $95 and all that stuff. So once I saw, I was like, it's going to be imminent. And then I just got like, it happened, I think at around roughly 5 a.m. my time, which would be 8 hours ahead for you. So that's like 1 or 2 p.m. for you?
2 p.m. No, it was this.
Well, I mean,
this morning.
There were a couple aspects to this. So we got the first part where the stocks were halted, sales were halted. Yeah. We got official confirmation. So depending on where you're talking about in the process of the information getting out, it happened overnight. Basically, 8 hours ago is when Xbox acknowledged it. They put out that trailer. Yeah, that trailer was something else. I got goosies. Yeah, a lot of people were joking, boy, how long has this thing been sitting in the vault, revving up, getting ready to go? It was probably like a space shuttle launch, they're doing T-minus, abort, we have to send it back again, so they finally got it out, and it did give me chills. I've spoken plenty of times about how Blizzard is my probably favorite developer over the years, and Xbox is obviously my platform of choice. When you marry them together, for me, I know there's people that have varying opinions on this. For me, it is it's gamer Christmas. The next decade of gaming is going to be a joy for me to watch the relationship grow and the different IPs be explored and everything that they can do with it. I'm so pumped and genuinely just jazzed, as jazzed as I've been since probably the 360 era. So
it was a great trailer.
Speaking of which, Megan is Rad is in the comments here. She actually posted the trailer. I don't know if you have it on deck, Jay. Do you want me to see if we can bring it up? We can all watch it together. Get the goosies together, because that was an amazing trailer.
I'm not ashamed to say that it got me. When it got when the song kicks in the middle. It got me.
The song choice here was good. I criticized the Starfield song choice. It's all subjective. It's just me being a nozzly internet guy. But this song choice here really, it was perfect. This is very well done. You can tell that.
Imagine being the people who made that video if the deal didn't go through and it was never seen. You'd just be like, devastated.
Some sad scrap room where they just got
lost media.
Some years down the road.
You want me to share my screen? I can pull it up right now.
We can shut up. I can do some editing to get this up on the YouTube, and let's take a look at it. That sounds like a great idea. So if you're listening on an audio, just kind of bear with us here. Skip ahead a couple minutes if you're on the podcast.
I could go live right now with it. I think I have it set up.
Do it. Hit us with it.
All right, let's see. There we go. Hopefully this plays. Do I got my sound? Yep. Nope, not playing for some reason.
Oh,
it is?
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah, no, I see it.
Yeah, we're there.
Okay.
Might need to focus it, whoever is recording.
Is the sound playing?
Yes, it was.
I heard it.
Was.
Oh, okay.
I heard the Xbox logo, yeah.
Oh, I've got...
There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. There's a bright golden haze on the meadow. The sounds of the earth are like music. All the sounds of the earth are like music. The breeze is so busy, don't miss a tree.
So, this is home now. Home. Family.
That's cute.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful...
We need an army. I can get us an army.
I got a beautiful feeling, everything going my way.
It's about time. We're a team. All of us. No one fights alone.
I'll follow you from here on out.
Yeah, buddy.
That's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah,
I stepped on it. I'm fired.
Yeah.
Right.
round of applause right here. Round of applause.
It's so good. Even the beginning when the the flight sim, the plane goes overhead and the car goes overhead and then a skateboard goes overhead and you're just like, what? Because it's just so good.
It is. And like, I got so excited for StarCraft. I saw StarCraft on there. I'm not going to read into it, but it was good to see StarCraft, show its face. But
there's no way
it's just all around.
Don't read into it, but there's no way StarCraft isn't showing up on that trailer.
I like that they're still pushing the message of it's inclusive for everyone as well. It's like it says at the end, for all of us. And then Phil Spencer tweeted today, I don't know if you saw his tweet, his series of tweets, and he said, whether you play an Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, PC, or mobile, you're always welcome here. Even if Xbox isn't where you play your favorite franchise, because when everyone plays, we all win. And that sort of backs up the video they're saying, like, for everyone. And whether that's going to be the outcome in the end, I don't know. But the sentiment is strong. It's good.
Yeah.
Good message. It's a good message.
I'm excited just to see, and I mentioned this before, and like even with this trailer, they show more of it where I want to see more Crash games. I want to see more Spyro games. So seeing them in the trailer, that's where I'm like, I mean, they've been getting love anyway, but then I saw that they got pulled away recently with Activision. It's like maybe now they'll get more attention again. So that's what I'm hyped for.
And we've seen those requests. Watching over, especially subreddits like this, where you just see the same, the post every day and every day after day, you get to see like the common request and the things that are asked for over and over, and that those games have definitely been part of it. It's just such an amazing time right now. And now instead of just like talking about all the legalities and all this boring, CMA, all these agencies that nobody knew about beforehand, now that everybody knows, but now we can talk about the possibilities and the games and the fun stuff. This is the good side of where we're out of the tunnel and into the light kind of thing. So that now you can start just daydreaming a little bit. You see people excited about things like Heroes of the Storm. You see people excited about Call of Duty coming to Game Pass eventually. How many times have we seen that request? And presumably that's going to be in the future. Maybe not the near future, but not too far down the line. And those are just like the easy ones. If you really start to get creative with the ideas and what they can do with these franchises with mashups. Imagine something like Kerrigan from StarCraft. Imagine if StarCraft and Halo had some kind of crossover. It'd be insane to see all that. So I'm very excited.
Yeah. And my buddy Goldshell, he just sent me something too here on Discord saying, I guess Sarah Bond mentioned StarCraft at TGS, which I kind of forgot about. I don't really remember it, but if she did, that's even better news for my hopes and dreams of a new StarCraft game coming out. And we saw Moko also said Bobby Kotick mentioned a new Guitar Hero this week in a meeting. There's just so much that they could bring to the table now with ABK.
Apparently, bizarrely, James Corden was invited to some... I can't remember the entire story. James Corden chaired or was involved in hosting some meeting in Activision or something.
An all-hands meeting.
And Bobby Kotick mentioned a new Guitar Hero. And there we go. Vinny's just posted the link. James Corden Bobby Kotick brings in James Corden to tease new Guitar Hero revival, which is, it's literally music to my ears. It's incredible. That's like... I
see what you did there.
Guitar Hero. I mean, I'm a guitarist anyway, but like, it's such a brilliant franchise. And I miss it. I've still got my 360 wide in here just to play Guitar Hero behind me.
I got to see who it is, but there was the developer, one of the guys over at Guitar Hero First. I guess he was saying that Bobby was very dismissive of it. Like, nobody's going to play this. Nobody's going to want to buy extra preferables. And then it ends up like blowing up. And then, now he's back, and then they end up buying it. The Guitar Hero series from him and stuff like that. But who would have thought? It's so ingenious.
What amazes me now is that there must have been tens of millions of plastic instruments made, but you can't get them. If you want one now, you have to pay like a ton of money.
Oh, I mean, how many of those things died in a garage, or my own set died in the garage and probably got tossed. And
I've still got my original one here from behind me. I never bought the.
They're huge collectibles now. It's another top request, and it's another possibility. The doors are really open here. I will say that I don't necessarily think that ABK and their former existence, as they were existing, I guess I should say. I don't know if I loved their focus. with their games. It did seem like everything had to have a battle pass. Everything was monetized. Things seemed to be rushed. A lot of people say the Blizzard games lost their soul. COD's always been COD, and I guess that it's kind of expected, maybe a little more there. But some of the other titles, it was really rough to see them change from maybe where they started. Yeah. So now that they're under new leadership, we've seen Microsoft be a little more hands-off, telling developers to do what they want to do, kind of go at their own pace, maybe to their detriment with a game like Redfall, if we're going to believe all the rumors and all the scuttlebutt. But I feel like a developer like Blizzard with those IPs, if you're not World of Warcraft, Chris Metzen just took over. He's he's from the old guard of Blizzard back in the glory days, if you will. I think that's a great direction for World of Warcraft, and we got Matt Booty involved and lots of these familiar names, and I think that they're going to do these IP justice, and I'm just very excited to see maybe a little bit of a change of direction where everything isn't so battle pass focused and hyper monetized.
I do want to say, Seamus, yeah. Are you talking about the Blackley tweet? Because that's someone I saw post. He said something about pitching Guitar Hero. Yes, that is the actual one. Yes. I couldn't remember who posted it. I think I just saw like a clip of it, but I remember somebody, saying that he pitched it, and then kind of Bobby shot him down. Real weird. But yeah, I mean, it's come full circle. I think a lot of people, Adam Fletcher over at Blizzard, he was like, yep, I was at Blizzard for a while and then I left. Now I'm back. I was at Xbox for a while. Then I left. Now I'm back. Just everything. I mean, everything in the gaming world just comes full circle, especially in the gaming industry. It seems like it's a massive kind of world, but everybody kind of knows everybody a little bit to some extent. When I was at EA, I knew QA people over at, Activision and other places around. We all get around, we all talk and stuff, and there's certain stuff that, it's just such a small world, but it seems so big.
Some really cool news coming out like around this whole thing now. So I don't know if you saw that Ubisoft have released a statement, or what do you call it, press release, all about Ubisoft Plus and what you can expect from Activision games in there. And they say that they're going to include all Activision Blizzard games distributed today, including everything that will release over the next 15 years, and all the DLC for all the games is going to be on there as well on Ubisoft Plus.
I'll be the first to say that these waters are muddy to me. I know that this is something, and they tried to clarify it here. I think there's regional. This is different regions will have different setups for how these games are distributed. And go ahead.
Okay. Oh, maybe that's it's on the .com, but maybe that's a UK. I mean, because of the UK CMA concessions, this is.
Yes, I would assume
obviously coming out on Ubisoft Plus, right? So
right, and I would definitely assume in the UK, maybe that's a situation where again, this is something that we're gonna need to have some more of the professionals do some reporting on and digging for us to really sort everything out through the legalese of all this. These agreements are very complicated and necessary, apparently, according to the CMA anyway. So I do think that. It's confusing as a gamer right now. Everybody's really excited and hyped with anticipation, but a lot of people are wondering, how's this going to work?
Well, this blog from Ubisoft, it does answer a lot of these questions.
Sure.
It's not hard to go into, but it says, hey, can you explain why the deal is exclusive in some areas of the world but not others? And they go into great detail about, for example, if you're in France and you want to see this, then this is how it's going to work. It's on news.ubisoft.com right now.
Yeah,
it's posted on our sub homepage as well.
I saw it. Maybe I should have read it. I kind of skimmed it, and I was like, "Oh boy, I'm not ready to get into this right now," just because my brain wasn't ready to process all the information. So that's interesting. If the users are out there looking for it, you can find it on the subreddit right now. It is still a top post, so it's on the front page or two. Definitely worth a look if you want to see how Ubisoft and the deal that they worked out to distribute Activision Blizzard games moving forward on the cloud.
I would say let's go around the horn. If you guys, I asked it in the chat, so if anybody wants to add, please type it in. What game do you want to see brought back from this ABK merger, from their archives of many great IPs? Would you like to see Xbox bring to the table?
Dead franchises only? right?
Not dead franchise. I mean, anything that's, I see people wanting a new Spyro game, things like that. For me, I've already kind of gave it out. I said Starfield. I mean, not Starfield, StarCraft. I would love StarCraft to be reimagined. I know they had StarCraft Ghost that was coming out, and that was supposed to be like a Splinter Cell-ish, Hitman-ish kind of style game. But that was eventually canceled. But yeah, what would you guys like to see? For me, it's StarCraft.
Okay.
Guitar Hero for me, for sure. I miss it. I want a new one with like new music, a new layer of the technology today. The new ideas. I don't know what they could do different, but just something.
That doesn't have to
Just
be
more of
different,
it.
does it? Yeah, it doesn't have to be
Just
different.
modernize it even more. Yeah. But they did
You could
say
probably
there
make
was-
a Guitar Hero flute edition, and Moko would probably buy it. Just to play it.
Actually, you got me. That's that trombone game.
I tried to play the.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that one called Rocksmith, where it's not you can plug a real guitar
Yeah.
in?
Yes.
I can play.
I've always been
guitar.
curious.
I can play guitar pretty good, right? I'm not gonna, but I can, and I couldn't play Rocksmith. It was,
Anthony's being
Smash my
modest.
brain.
I mean,
I couldn't do it. I was just like, I just give me a plastic guitar instead.
Anthony, you toured with a band. Don't be.
I know, but it wasn't that. It was like I could do it with that, but when you're trying to follow it on the screen,
I got
and
you.
I just couldn't. It was too much.
I was gonna say, don't be
But,
modest though. You're musically talented.
But
Yeah.
Guitar Hero for sure. I mean, that's my top one for me.
Vinny agrees with you. Guitar Hero for a fun co-op game with the family. Would love to see some of the PC game migrate to Xbox console, such as WoW. Yep, we've been saying that. Me and Foreman have been preaching that for a long time. I was going to say for Rocksmith, Moko, talk to Max over in the Xbox One Slack that we have for our moderators. He plays that game a lot. He really loves it. But little side thing. But
There was a story on the Reddit subreddit today that they've said nothing's off the table. I think Activision have come out and said that any IP from can be remade, remastered, redone, and everything's on the table up front in the deal.
Jay, what about you? What would you like to bring?
I was hoping I would
the
answer
table?
first. Just I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I could jump in if you want.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah. Because I mentioned Crash, but I think what would be more interesting to see would be a Crash Team Racing sequel. Because they kind of just did the Nitro fueled one and then just left it, and I would like to see that because I think the mainline Crash, mainline Spyro, that's obvious. But I think Crash Team Racing, man, a kart racer for Xbox, that would be pretty good.
And
Yeah,
would that
nice.
have all the characters in from all different franchises?
It
that'd be
could.
so
I mean,
cool.
you could have like a Master Chief in there. Why not?
But that's gonna segue to mine, and maybe that kind of gives it away. Heroes of the Storm is in maintenance mode right now, and it just didn't catch on. It kind of got buried in the MOBA battles, but I have this fantasy that there hasn't been a proper MOBA on console yet. We've talked about that before. I think Heroes of the Storm transitions the controller very well, all but a few characters. There's some tricks in there where you pretty much need mouse and keyboard, but I think they could work it very easily. I think the potential to have Master Chief rolling down a lane at Diablo just absolutely should blow every gamer's mind, even in a MOBA setting. It's such a wild concept to me. Or, like a Corvette E-Ray, or I don't know. But it's just, the possibilities get wild. And that's why I said when you really start to use your imagination, and some of this is whimsical, but gaming is whimsical. All it takes is somebody with an idea and maybe, some gamers with passion to make some ideas like this happen. So anyways,
You and Jez.
Yeah, Jez.
He said the same thing. He wanted Heroes of the Storm as well.
This is true, and I guess Jez aligns with me a lot because I'm I always will mourn Windows Phone anytime I get a chance to say it. But anyways, regardless, I think that's the one for me. I think
Fun fact too.
Hey, Jay,
go ahead.
Jay, you might remember this. What game was? I think it was Age of Empires, where when you cheat, you were able to get the little sports car in there. Do you remember that?
Oh,
it was
no.
like an RTS game.
Age of Empires actually sounds like that would be it, though. I played Age of Empires Online, which was a brief thing with a Microsoft game store. There was a little brief moment in time there that was kind of weird. And Age of Empires Online was a very fun experiment with that license. But I don't remember sports cars, but that's where I could see it happening for some reason.
Yeah, it was like a cheat, but when you mentioned like the Corvette E-Ray just being in a lane, I'm thinking that, where it's like, we could just start having Forza cars in our RTS games.
I can see it too. It comes at you and it does like a burnout and sprays you with the stuff and you take damage. But anyways.
A little side note too. We were talking about Jez. It is his birthday today, people. So go out, wish him a happy birthday.
Yeah.
I said thank you to him for, because it's his birthday. That's the reason why the ABK deal closed. So, just wish him a happy birthday for that. Just today, because he's an awesome person. Let's get to some of these comments though. Ayala, yes, 100%. I 100%. I want to see a Simpsons hit and run remake, remaster, sequel, as Activision owns both the publisher and developer for the game. 100% yes. We need a new Simpsons hit and run. And then Seamus says maybe prototype to give Xbox first party some kind of superhero equivalent game. That is something there. Although knowing how these things work, we're getting a new Interstate 76 game. So yeah, I mean, who knows? I think there's the catalog. There's just so much. I mean, we could go on for hours with this about all these amazing IPs, the team ups that they could do, some of these great developers that can now start partnering up. I mean, we kind of hinted on it back with the whole Bethesda, and we could get Obsidian, maybe get a New Vegas 2, something like that. There's just so much now that we have Blizzard and stuff, but yeah, awesome suggestion, guys. Really, really great.
I will say that the number 2 comment on the post says bring WoW back to Xbox. So that does seem to be a pretty big request amongst people, and I think you really touched on something.
Who is that from?
That's just from Crawfish 2000. Let me acknowledge the user with that great idea, because I wholeheartedly agree.
Very nice.
But I think you touched on something.
I've never played World of Warcraft, but I really would if it was on console.
Would you be enticed?
I'm excited to try it. Yeah, sure.
I played Final Fantasy. I used to play World of Warcraft with a program called XPatter back in the day with an Xbox controller on PC. Basically the same premise with Final Fantasy 14. If you're familiar with MMOs, Warcraft could work the same way here. I wanted to go back to what Kevin was just talking about real quick though, and I think it's we get so excited about the IP and stuff. Something that kind of gets lost on this is the talent that's coming in, like you said, these studios that can collaborate. We have all the talent of Blizzard, all the studios that make these great Call of Duty games every year. Some people are already getting wild. Well, what if they come over and help out a little bit on Halo? What if we start sharing resources? And as a gamer, obviously behind the scenes, this is a huge logistical. They're going to be sorting this stuff for years, but as a gamer, that is a really really exciting. It's really exciting. The potential there is really exciting.
Yeah. Ayla says, imagine the next Fallout with Call of Duty type IPS or FPS. Yeah, that is definitely something. I mean, there's just, like you said, I mean, you guys were kind of joking about it, but it's ideas like the whole Forza kind of thing being in like an RTS or something. It's those kind of ideas that spark creativity, that spark the next big, kind of idea that, somebody may be joking around about, but then, you get some really talented developers, which ABK has, and they can make something like that work. You never know when something, I mean, Stray, I'm pretty sure people are like, oh, it'd be fun to play as a cat, joking around, haha. But that was one of my favorite games last year, or this year. It was great.
Yeah, or what about like the Lost Vikings? They could you get the pirate crossover happening. There's just lots of these little weird cameos you can think of it, and things that they could develop beyond there. So I'm excited. I think we're all excited. I think 2 years. Has it been 2 years since we've talked about this before? I think it was episode 16 of this podcast or something when we first announced Microsoft announced anyway their intention to acquire ABK, and we at the top of the show you said it's like episode 80. So, and we've missed some weeks. So yeah. Anyways, it's been a long marathon for gamers, for the involved parties. I'm sure we're all a little fatigued of it, and this is a big celebration. Like Kevin opened up with throwing the ring into the Mount Mordor.
And it's such an iconic company. I remember playing Activision games on my on my Spectrum 48 in like 1983.
Pitfall. Yeah, like Pitfall is one of the first video games I can remember ever playing.
Oh yeah.
Can I ask you guys?
Sure.
Flashback, Alone in the Dark.
Would there have been another major publisher that would have excited you more than Activision Blizzard King? Would there have been another target? It can be even personally if it's something smaller, like let's say Sega is smaller. That's kind of wild. And this is obviously, I'm not saying it's realistic. Not everybody's up to be acquired, but let's say, is there something that you would trade ABK for?
Well, see, I wouldn't trade it, right?
Yeah.
But like, if we're saying that would be like something that would be exciting, see, Sega, they're already kind of coasting, right? They're making games at least. And Konami only recently is coming back, but it's like they're kind of like lending out the IP. So honestly, it would be Konami for me because I'm dying for another Castlevania. Like that's one of my favorite game franchises of all time. Dying for another Silent Hill. I'm glad it's happening, but like, you know, so it's like that would have been
the amount of frustration that was in that pause. That pause said so much.
Yeah.
So Konami's really interesting. Yeah, Castlevania, Metal Gear. What am I? There's so many more. Silent Hill, obviously.
Contra, I think.
Contra.
I think the breadth, though, the breadth of Activision is where, you know, Seamus has just put about CDPR, you know, The Witcher, Cyberpunk, Monstrous 1-2 Punch to make exclusive, but they've not got the breadth of games Activision has got. It's a deep catalogue, isn't it? That we can,
so deep.
We can get into.
So insane.
So I don't. For me, no. I'd answer your question. No, I think they've made a great choice. And
nobody jumped at EA or Ubisoft here. I think those are kind of maybe on par.
Yeah, I've got a soft spot for Ubisoft, but I just like Ubisoft games.
Okay, I'm totally the opposite, but I respect it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just get. I just love Assassin's Creed. Really, that got me into it, and then Far Cry and Watch Dogs. I just like that sort of. But it's kind of the same old, isn't it? You know, with Ubisoft.
Well, games get formulaic at some point, but it's not a knock against them. I really enjoyed Watch Dogs 1, and then the latest Watch Dogs kind of tarnished my view of the franchise. I've never been an Assassin's Creed guy, but I appreciate the people that are fans of those games. So for me, that's not exciting. The things that I've loved from Ubisoft have been Child of Light, which kind of disappears and gets lost, and it was kind of almost an indie game type feel, but it had a really good vibe to it. And Rayman, I love Rayman. I think, you know, if they ever come out and do that again, I think that's one of the few platformers that really holds a torch to you know, it's obviously not Mario Brothers, but it's the mechanics are there. Like, it's a good play. So I would love to see that again too. So, and EA is just nobody's. I don't know what EA even has. I mean, they have PopCap, which is probably appealing on some level, but the sports franchises, that's weird to even think about. That doesn't really work for I think what Xbox was trying to get out of this.
I mean, are they done now? I mean, Vinny's saying here about Ubisoft's probably out the window as though it was a potential acquisition. But I mean, are they done now? Could they even buy anyone else?
This is I mean, the reason I framed this question that way, it was instead of, not in addition to, because I don't think there's a regulatory body in the world that's going to also something on the size of Ubisoft or EA on top of the moves they've already made. You know, so I think they're done. Because they have to be. I don't know if they have a choice in that matter, but there's still smaller targets out there. They've
I was gonna say,
looked at Japan.
You guys are gonna look real foolish when Sega gets signed next
Stop
year.
It. Just stop it. Although having Sonic the Hedgehog as the face of a console again is very probably nostalgic for me more than anything, but it's kind of fun because Sonic had this attitude, you know.
I know people said Ubisoft, but I think the better one would be like incorporating Ubisoft Play, you know, the Plus, in like EA Play did, you know, with Game Pass. I think that would be the better avenue for Xbox if they were going to get something like Ubisoft. I think they could just buy out the Ubi Plus or incorporate it the same way they did with EA Play, whatever kind of magic happens behind the scenes to get something.
I don't
like
think
that
they can now though, because of this cloud deal to diversify. They can't absorb somebody that the CMA have just, you know, the whole reason that they've diversified is to get it away. There's no way they could bring that back into the fold.
Well, Xbox has been moving away from the cloud anyways, slowly but surely, in my opinion, you know, to where I think the focus was there, but I think they saw the beginning of it, and I think they've decided to kind of like look elsewhere. So that's why Ubisoft is getting it, but they could still absorb the Ubisoft Play or Plus. I don't know why I keep calling it Play. Ubi Plus. Yeah, because you're not doing the cloud part of it. You're just getting the game's catalog with it. And especially if it's an added bonus. They're still giving away the cloud, but if you have Ubi Play, you know, or Ubi Plus, dang it, I don't know why I keep saying that. Ubi Plus, then yeah, it's nothing has to do with cloud. But I don't know. Maybe
If
that would have
the-
been a cool deal. Here's cloud. Give us plus.
If this was Ghostbusters, you guys just you cross the streams because I'm trying to follow along, and I swear to you, I'm going to parse all this and I'm going to understand it fully by the end of it. But it gets weird when you start thinking about what Ubisoft has the rights, the cloud rights, to Activision Blizzard titles. But what if Microsoft, through Game Pass, wanted to include Ubisoft Plus into Game Pass?
Yeah,
but the streaming rights are right over here. Boom, my head is gone. I don't think anybody has a clear answer at all this yet. We can kind of take guesses at it, but and maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe someone out there does have this on day one, but this is kind of like a hypothetical 3 steps ahead to me, and I think that we're going to come to understand it better in the coming weeks and months.
Can I just ask you a question, Americans? FTC has reopened. I'm reading that they've reopened some case, or they're looking at now again the deal that they've made with the CMA. What real terms effect? I mean, they've closed today. So, what was this? What is it?
So
What does
They've
this
asked
mean?
for discovery.
Explain it to me.
Because
Why?
they wanted to know about the deal that Microsoft made with Ubisoft for the streaming rights and a few other details that were so weird to me. I guess they didn't even register. They want more. They want to open discovery again. They want to learn all this new information.
What can they do?
Yeah,
I was about to say, Seamus touched on it, which I was about to say the thing. They can't stop the deal. The deal's done. What they can try and do now is unwind, what's called unwinding a deal. It's similar to what you do with a car dealership. They never ever want to hear you say the words unwind a deal, and that's what it is. So basically the deal's already gone through. Now what they can do is see, hey, if they find evidence or something that is post, the deal closure, they can say, look, this is unfair, this is against anti-consumer, whatever. And if they have enough and the judge agrees with them, they can unwind that deal, and it's like the merger never happened.
But
why?
but it has happened. What would you mean? It's like, but what if they hold on? If they unwind the
basically,
deal,
they're
where
making sure
do
that,
we end up?
They're making sure it's as clean as it seems on the surface, because there's always fine print. Anything that they can do to just destroy it, they're looking for it, pretty much.
Yeah,
Madness.
and I think also, I mean, we've talked about this before. I think Lena Khan really needs a win here with the FTC. They've gotten just brutalized in the Senate. They've really lost a lot of steps. They've lost a lot of. I mean, they've taken steps, and I agree with Lena Khan on shrinking down big business, just to get not political, but just to kind of what her mindset is and why I think it's good. But yeah, she wants to lower big business. She wants to get them reined in, and Microsoft is one of the biggest businesses out there. So I think it's more so not about the fact about this is just witch hunting after Xbox. It's more so about how they can rein in big business, and it doesn't matter if it's right, doesn't matter if it's wrong, as long as they can say, yeah, we showed big business, this is a feather in our cap. That's just my theory, though. But I agree with what they're trying to do. I don't agree with how they're going about it, because it seems very amateurish, and it just doesn't. I don't know. It looks vindictive. It looks like there's an axe to grind, but yeah, it's just a poorly executed. I think the way that they're going about all of this. Sorry, did I kind of kill the conversation with that? I just kind of went off on a little political rant, and everybody was like, "What the?
You answered the
What is
question
he
fully,
talking
but
about?"
I don't know where to go next. You answered it so well,
It's
there's
Anthony's
nothing left-
fault.
there's nothing left to question.
Sorry about that, guys. Well, Seamus here says MS would have to get rid of ABK in that scenario. So basically, like we were saying, basically they can't stop the deal. They could only unwind it and say, yeah, well, now you guys have to unmerge. It's like it never happened, which would be horrible.
Good luck. Yeah, good luck with that plight. I think there's more important things to focus on at this point, but it will never end.
Amazon, utilities.
Oh, I mean,
yeah.
There's things
phone
out
carriers.
there, right? Who knows? But we try to. We're not going to dive too far into politics because we all know how that goes. But it is frustrating. So Anthony asks for Americans. It's frustrating, Anthony. That's all I can answer for my own personal self.
Because I knew the FTC thing was kind of done and dusted, and then suddenly it's like we're closing. And on the day it's closing, I read this thing that the FTC want more information. I'm like, this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, no worries. It was just a few months ago. We were just like, what is the CMA, Anthony? What are they doing over there? So we can definitely rib each other over our ridiculous government agencies. So
We were about to kick you off the show if the CMA stopped the deal. You know,
you weren't supposed to tell them that, Kevin. I'm kidding. We have quite a few UK moderators on the team here. Not all of them join us on the podcast. We greatly appreciate them because they help us. I know when I wake up in the morning, sometimes, a lot of the stuff's already done because Anthony wakes up a few hours before me and is able to help take care of these communities, which is greatly appreciated. So as we're kind of, I guess, getting towards the end of the conversation here about ABK, it's not the end, the end of the beginning, right? So just what are you guys excited about? Is that too general of a question? Like let's say over the next couple years, what's this really do for you? What are you getting out of this personally?
I think we've all kind of touched on it too, is just the possibility, like in 10, 5, 2 years, even 1 year, who knows what Activision already has cooking up right now.
True.
But even the 1 year, 5 year, 10 year, 15 years, there's just so much out there, and it can go and it's like Loki. I don't know if you guys are watching, or saw the first, where you see, they have the main timeline, and then you just see like at the end of season 1, it just starts branching everywhere and going in all different directions.
Right, I have to stop you. You're not going to get into season 2, are you?
No.
This is the end of season
1. Yeah, it just starts breaking and going in all these different directions. That's the future of Microsoft with ABK. It's just there's so many different variants and possibilities that it's just that sheer idea of, we can even, like I said, joking back when you guys were saying, a Forza RTS, just things like that is just mind blowing. And it's going to create content and gaming for Xbox for years and years and years to come, multiple generations.
I kind of agree with you, but it's going to sound really weird, but I'm just excited to see what happens next. Like, it's like, I'm like that over lots of things. I like stuff happening because I just want to watch it go down. It just fascinates me. Like the whole story, the weaving of everything that's going on. It's just after all this time, it finally closing now. Like you said, 2 years of having these conversations on between us all. It's just super cool. I just want to see I just can't wait for the announcements and next year's E3, for example. Wow, all that. E3.
I don't know. I was gonna say I don't know, Anthony.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like the Xbox conference,
For sure, the summer game show, the Activision, Bethesda, Blizzard King, Microsoft summer game show. Yes.
Ayla's just said about when do you think the Activision games are going to drop in Game Pass? From what I'm reading today, people are expecting them within the next couple of weeks. Apparently when they bought Bethesda, they did a huge dump on like week 1.
They absolutely did, and I think that
people are expecting the same from Activision.
I would like guarded hope. Don't get your hopes up too much because again, there's a lot of moving parts to this, but they've been sitting on it for a while. They're not going to tell us until they tell us. So I'm excited to see a Call of Duty. We've heard multiple different takes on this. Are we going to get Call of Duty? Is it going to be later? Just be patient here. We're all going to get the goodies.
So actually, me and Ayla were talking offline not offline, but in a private message earlier about when they might be bringing this, and I said possibly the showcase. I think that will be a big drop. Finally, the deal closed. We got all our ducks in a row. Here is Xbox. ABK games, all of them coming to Game Pass today. That kind of thing. Like that would be massive showcase news. For that.
So
when's the showcase?
What's that?
When's the showcase?
Usually E3, so like June.
Yeah, he's talking like next summer. I don't think we're gonna have to wait that long personally, but
I think before Christmas we're gonna see something.
Maybe.
Oh, they've already said not till 2024.
I don't believe him, Kevin.
No chance.
This is wild conspiracy.
They will want to give something back.
They can't say that they're going to do it. Otherwise, it's not exciting when they do it. So we'll wait and see. But if it does take that long again, I'm not going to be disappointed myself. I know there are some people out there that will be. I can't wait to see them complaining about it.
Also, I'm just catching up on chat. Are we forming a WoW guild here in the chat? I see Mega says, I'm guilty that I haven't played WoW since I left after Burning Crusade. This is finally convincing me to come back and play. Grim, he commented, he says, I was the same. Came back for Dragonflight and it's been fun. Ayala says the possibilities are endless. Foreman, WoW was one of my most exciting parts for myself. There we go. I mean, let's just make a guild. Xbox on Reddit guild.
I fully anticipate having some kind of community guild if and when WoW becomes incorporated more into the Xbox brand. Confession, I downloaded WoW a couple weeks ago, kind of getting excited for it. Something might have leaked where WoW was listed underneath Game Pass. Who knows if it was real or credible or not, but it just kind of reminded me that that's part of the deal. So I had a fun little time. I just, maybe it was nostalgia. I just leveled a character from 1 to 20. You can do their little trial and hearing that music again. And then I started thinking about, what if I was on my couch with a controller and maybe a headset and my Xbox buds were with me? And, boy, that seems like a good time because we've talked about that on the show too. There's not a social experience like a MMO in gaming. Like there's nothing like it.
We'd lose Jay forever. We just never hear back from him.
I missed
console.
Yeah. There's a lot of the.
We'll just say
There's a lot of the Xbox 360 generation where I like the first Gears titles. Like I missed like a section of gaming history because I was fully on board with World of Warcraft. Well, I mean, I went back and played it eventually, but like during its hype, the heyday, So I was too busy with the heyday of WoW, I guess. So I
was the same way. Yeah, there's like little chunks that I kind of missed out because I was playing WoW.
I think I'm older now.
One of those games,
right? I hope I could manage it better now, or I could just play it in slices. I don't need to spend 14 hours a day.
You think you can?
the only thing.
What happened to Dad?
I didn't have a gaming PC, and I missed everything that you were talking about. I missed that. But the only thing that I sort of drew me into that was the whole South Park thing. The Cartman where he sat playing.
Oh yeah,
yeah. He's like his mom's coming in with like the commode so he can like use the toilet while he's playing.
And
that was my.
Where is it? Yeah, where the guy's like lean back and he's just like.
Yeah.
Can you cast magic missile for?
I know this is like a bit of a crazy segue, but all the furore around Call of Duty, around this deal.
Get out of here.
Kev's been playing Call of Duty last night, and what I want to know, Kev, is was it worth like all that? Is it that great? This new Call of Duty is it worth all that?
Can I recap this real quick? Did I get this right? We were talking about a commode, and then you segued into Call of. Okay, thanks, Dad. All right, I'm good.
That's the greatest segue ever.
Well, no, I was just thinking because all the hassle around the Call of Duty franchise, which is the court case, all this PlayStation and Jim Wright, all that kind of stuff. But the beta's just dropped. You've been playing it last night. I watched you playing it on YouTube for a little while. You were very good, by the way.
I agree. Kevin's got Call of Duty skills.
Some of those kills you were getting on you, I didn't even see the guy you were killing. It was just coming up on the screen. I was like, how is he even seeing that guy?
He would walk right through a door. It's like, I thought he was botting. Yeah. Are you botting, Kevin?
I'll tell you my secret. I have a really good gaming chair. So that's the secret right there. Just get a Secret Labs chair and your Call of Duty skill goes through the roof.
It's like the shoes.
But no, I am not that good. I swear, guys. You guys can watch. For those that don't know, we do Let's Plays. It's on our YouTube channel. Go check them out. It would help us out a lot. But yeah, if you guys I might do one tonight. I just got to see if I can fit in the time. But yeah, definitely. Thank you guys, though. I appreciate the kind words.
My question, Kev, really is, was it worth all that sort of like the fighting over that franchise? I've seen comments today online on some Facebook Series X groups where people were like, I've been playing it and it's not like great, and it's like all that bickering over that franchise. Was it worth it?
I really like it, but I've also been this kind of more twitchy, kind of fast-paced kind of shooter FPS for Call of Duty. So Call of Duty has gotten to the point where it's like Halo. To where you're going to get people that where something like Halo 5 comes out or Infinite comes out or the next Halo game comes out, it'll never be good enough because it's not Halo 3. It's not Halo Reach. It's not Halo 1. Everybody has their favorite kind of Halo game, and whatever comes out and it's not like that, it's going to be horrible for them. So I kind of feel like Call of Duty's the same way that, it's where, because you loved Modern Warfare 1 or 2, and now you're going to 3, it's just not the same as what you used to play, or things like that. But I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun, as you guys can tell through the Let's Play. It definitely needs some balancing. But yeah, overall, I thoroughly enjoyed the beta. I didn't think I was going to pre-order Call of Duty, but I might pre-order it after playing the beta.
Wow.
I'm sorry I did that to you. I'm kidding. Call of Duty is still a great game. I gave Kevin my beta code because I didn't have time for it.
Thank you to Jay for the code.
Thanks Xfinity for sending me junk for paying for your overpriced services. But anyways, so I did want to check it out though. So I did watch you play. It was fun to watch you play. Call of Duty is a very fast game to me. It is. And I've always, when I played military shooters, like something like SOCOM is where I really started competitive shooting. I've said that before. That game felt like you were crawling through. I mean, it was real slow, and a lot more thought into your movement and stuff like that. Like you were just whipping around. It was like you were a lightning bolt, man. And even something like Overwatch seems 10 times slower than Call of Duty. So more power to the people that love it and enjoy it. It's just, what a wild game to me. Yeah. and I know I'm sounding old. I'm like, well, you kids and your Call of Duty, it's real fast, but
it is too fast for me as well. Yeah.
It brings back that twitch, like I was saying, that real twitch. It's not as arcadey, as like as Overwatch, or not as like more methodical like Battlefield. It definitely comes back to that old school roots of just real quick, just punchy, fast paced, engaging FPS. Which is not fun for everybody.
Right.
It's very hard.
Halo Infinite's a good speed for me.
Yeah,
like,
that's
the multiplayer.
There you go. Yeah, I think it has a good flow to it.
That's where I'm at.
Run and gun. Ayla says, "Yep, perfect."
My favorite was Quake, so Call of Duty's close enough, I guess. Because nothing's as fast as Quake anymore. And Call of Duty is like the fastest out now. It's weird. It's so weird to think of that.
Yeah, Quake used to be super fast.
Quake was
marathon, back in the day,
and that was like the selling point. It was like, this game is freaking fast, man. If you want a fast game, this is it. And I understand that. And I understand like Call of Duty is the same way, and people love it. But to me, it doesn't. I still think a Call of Duty is a military shooter. Like I played the original Call of Duty on PC, and it's definitely changed over the years. And not necessarily that's worse. It's just different than what I'm used to. I linked something in chat there, just a little aside.
I seen it. Oh my god, that looks glorious.
Yeah, it does look glorious.
So Manchester United football ground. I can see this football ground from my bedroom window.
Yeah, I figured you'd be our expert here.
That's a really expensive hot dog. I went to a match not long ago. It's a really expensive hot dog. But the printing on the buns, is it a Game Pass code?
It's a Game Pass code.
That is
Where is
genius.
the guy getting all these? I don't even want to know the logistics behind that. That's insane.
There must be some kind of printer that shoots on the side of the bun, just like you would do a cake kind of thing, probably. Or, I just thought that was interesting. That's fun.
Let me, if Megan doesn't mind, let me ask her something. Is this a Chris Munson idea? Did he think of the hot dog Game Pass with Manchester United, the game?
I have a feeling they do this for other events. I'm just gonna guess at this, for other. This isn't the first person to put their code on a hot dog bun. Is what I'm getting to.
It's such an amazing.
But what a great, what a great bit of marketing.
It's ingenious. And like I said, I only asked because, so those that don't know, Chris, he used to be the FanFest guy. Now he's the Xbox Sports guy. But some of my other keys came up with it. Oh, that's so awesome. That's absolutely amazing. Because he's like a big sports guy and stuff. And I think he's actually now overseeing the Xbox Sports kind of section of it. But yeah, really, really great dude. Used to be, the FanFest guy, which is everybody knows him. But that's awesome.
It's such an amazing idea.
It is.
I cracked up when I saw it. It really tracked too. Like if it wasn't for ABK News, it probably would have been the top story today.
They shift like a lot of hot dogs. So how many codes are going out?
Well,
how many unused codes were given out? That's just crazy.
That looks amazing though. It looks like a good hot dog. Like I'm used to.
It does. It looks delicious.
It is a tasty hot dog. It's just pretty pricey.
15. How many pounds? How many pounds is that?
It's probably like 10, 12 pounds.
That's a huge hot dog. Oh,
wait, hold on. I gotta ask. Are you talking about pounds in money?
I was talking about the currency, but then I couldn't resist the dad joke. So
I want a hot dog now too.
Yeah. I mean, because we get Dodger dogs all the time, but they don't look like that. That looks
Dodger
amazing.
Dogs. It's more of a sauce. It's more of a over here when you get a hot dog. It's not like. Oh, we won't want to get into this. Forget it. It doesn't matter. It's more of a sausage. It's more of like you can see the consistency there. It's like a hard, long, thick sausage.
I have to ask.
It's not a floppy sort of like hot dog.
Yeah.
Anthony, you were so right to try to hit the eject button on this conversation when you did, and then you just went right down that tunnel anyway. So we're gonna swirl that over.
For sure.
I do want to continue the sausage real quick.
Is there a
the
segue?
sausage topic. Hold on. Is the difference between a hot dog and a sausage roll just the top is covered up?
I don't know what you're talking about. I've lost you.
A sausage roll. Over there in the UK, don't you guys have sausage rolls?
Is that like a kielbasa?
A sausage roll?
Yeah, a sausage roll.
That's just
Isn't
like
that what they're called?
Well, in where I am in the northwest of England, we have
Sorry,
like
I'm just curious.
We have something called barm cakes, right, which are like buns, and then you would split it, and that's like a burger kind of what they would put on a burger. This one's just like a long roll that they just cut down the side. I mean, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what you're.
Does it?
Like Ayla posted like a little funny part thing, but yeah, it's like a sausage roll. Isn't that like where it's like a breaded like sausage and then? Yeah, I don't know. I've seen them before, and I've always wanted to eat them.
Right, sorry, I understand. I know exactly what you're talking about. The sausage roll is in pastry, so it's like a pie it's like a sausage in like a pastry.
There we go.
Yeah.
Which is it? So it's different than like a hot dog, pretty much. Like I don't know. I just always thought it was like a hot dog covered.
No, it's not. Hot dogs over here are not American style hot dogs. Really, they're not like the bendable.
Okay.
I don't know.
We're just completely off the rails here, folks.
Yeah, this has been in one of our weirdest segments. That's all I'm going to say.
All right,
what I'll do is I'll box you up some food and send it over.
Just send it over to Kevin so we can finally get answers to this.
All right, Moko, segue sausage roll into a gaming topic. Go. You did it with Commode.
That was...
you put me on the spot there. I can't do that. No.
Well, they're physical things, and apparently physical media is definitely dying out. Because I think, what was it, Best Buy? I did it. I managed to do it.
Well done, sir. Well done.
Ivan is hired.
Actually see this.
This is a great story. Very interesting. Good job, Ivan, coming through in the clutch there. I love it. Best Buy is going to stop selling all physical media. Is that what we're getting now?
I know it was like movies, and then I think they were also talking games too.
Yeah, they were. Yeah. Is it the death of games retailers? If I go into Game over here now, there's one called CX, which is a second-hand store, like the trade-ins. But Game, it's all digital codes now. A lot of it, they're just selling the codes on the shelf.
Okay, I mean they've probably been doing that for a while. Yeah,
but it's kind of like it's a weird thing, isn't it? Like you don't need a code; you buy it off the Xbox store.
So Vinny says online only. I thought Megan says I believe they clarified it's just movies. Yeah, because I thought it was just movies and like TV shows. I didn't know if it was also games too. I mean, eventually everything's going to move over to the digital world. That's just where everything's going.
Being the proper Redditor I am, I'm pretty sure I just read the headline of that one and ran with Batty and fell. So I'm glad that we got updates on that. It's going to happen, right? I feel like gaming is probably the last major physical media form that's still kind of hanging on in some corners for a lot of valid reasons.
Yeah,
we've discussed them here before.
Interesting that the new PlayStation that was announced, the smaller version, is now got a detachable drive. Is that right? So you can now choose whether at any point you can buy a drive and click it on, and if you want to play physical, that might be the way forward. Maybe that'll get copied.
Yeah,
which is funny because Xbox did that years and years ago with the HDD drive.
Oh my gosh! Remember the format wars
somewhere around here.
I forgot about the format wars.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. The format wars. But yeah. So I mean, anything's like, so when we go back to like the physical digital kind of which way things are going, this is where I know I dog on Don Matrick all the time about his vision for the Xbox One, but it's something that I think was just way too soon, and I think, with the whole digital way of going forward and, DRM and everything to where, I mean, being able to trade digital assets in that sense of like, so you purchased the game, now you want to resell it digitally, I think that's something that we're definitely heading. He was just a way ahead of the time on that.
I don't know if we're headed there. That was one of the only times in history where any digital storefront has even proposed something remotely close to that. yeah, I can remember when they changed course on that, and I was devastated. That's probably too strong of a word, but I was really bummed because I was all in on the all digital future about halfway through the 360 generation. Like I started buying digital games only, and I was like, oh, I can trade them, I can lend them out. This all sounds like a great deal to me. Always on, I don't care. I'm not in a submarine, and people started making these wild scenarios about why it was awful. But then, I try to be sympathetic, and that's sounding a little bit like, only I matter. I do appreciate people's situations, but it is kind of funny. I think you're right that if we could go back and take that presentation and roll it out as part of the Xbox Series X presentation, like, hey, this is what we're doing with digital licenses. You can buy and resell. You can take it down to Best Buy, and they can log in your code and sell it to the next person. I thought that was a really forward-thinking thing. You're right. And Xbox is over the years, has always been kind of forward-thinking. They requiring broadband on the 360 was something that people ripped them for. And could you imagine, like, the 360 would not have been as successful if people were on dial-up too. Because that was a wild gaming experience if you played on dial-up.
Yeah.
See, I
go ahead.
I was going to say I was the other way. I was always a disc. I was one of those people that I would buy digital only if it was like an indie game on it, something I couldn't, But then I can't remember the last time I bought a disc. Now it's so far in the past for me.
Yeah, and a lot of it's trust.
Yeah, but Ayla's saying he's got $10,000 worth of movies on Microsoft Films and TV. Is that like? Does he mean he's bought them through the console? What happens with your stuff, though? I was thinking about this yesterday, bizarrely. Like, what? You remember the Mercy? We often see people on the sub saying they've had their account banned or suspended and they've lost everything they've ever bought. It's such a risky way to invest.
Yeah, there has to be some trust there, but I will say
I do it.
Yeah, I had an apartment fire where I lost, maybe $1,000 in games when I was very young, and had they been digital, I would had no problem. When I got a new console, and I would still have all my games. But I think there's pros and cons to each situation. A lot of it is trust in the seller.
Sorry, I'm not laughing at you fire. I'm laughing at him.
No, you're fine.
Sorry. He says he had 2.5 million reward points. That's how he bought his Xbox console.
Yeah, we've seen lots of people come through the subreddits and say that they financed their entire console through Microsoft Rewards, which everybody wins. Microsoft gets your eyeballs for ads and data, and you get free stuff. And reward system's really great for people that can use it. Do you have rewards in the UK? Yeah, you do, Anthony, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But I only ever, the most I've ever redeemed is like a $25 card, and then I start again.
Oh, I get to like $1.25, and I'm just like, yep, redeem that sucker. I'm gonna go get me a $1.25 game, right to the store.
I use it to buy games. I go on True Achievements every week. I look at the sales against like achievements and just buy all the cheap achievement games with my reward points just to get my gamer score up.
Sure.
Same thing. Yeah, when they did I hope they bring it back. They used to do the 10,000 achievement points for 10,000 reward points. And I used to love it. So I have like 20 games on my console right now that are easy, like 1 hour, 2 hour achievements. I'm just stockpiling for when they do that promotion again.
Well, True Achievements have done an article this week, and it's this week 120 easy completions. 120 just this week in the sales.
You guys are. Meanwhile, I've been playing for 15 years and I don't have 100,000 gamer score yet, but I'm getting there a little bit at a time.
I remember Mike Ibarra, didn't he do the 50,000 gamer score in like 24 hours or something like that, where he got 50,000 gamer score? Yeah, and he listed all the games that he did it and how he played it and stuff like that, which is insane. That's awesome.
I'm gonna start slipping in some headlines throughout the week because we're kind of getting toward the end of the show here, and a Sensible Soccer. I know that has a lot of fans. That's coming to consoles, and we'll see it early next year. So it's kind of a popular franchise. I'm not a big soccer fan, but I know I keep seeing people bring it up. So I was excited to see that.
Speaking of soccer or football,
yes.
Football.
I'm nervous.
Somebody just asked not long ago, but FIFA have just released the first. EA have just released the first non-franchised football game.
That's
FIFA
right.
Title FUC.
FC.
I haven't played it. I'm not really a football fan, to be fair. Enough to sort of play it online, but I believe I believe it launched pretty well. The marketing over here has been off the scale. It's like everywhere.
The UK
billboards.
boxed sales were down, but I think that's a terrible metric. And
So there was an article saying it was down 70% or something daft like that, or 30%.
but UK box sales,
it didn't give the digitals, so the digitals could be up 30 right to counter, but I don't know the numbers.
we
But
have
it looks good.
It does look good.
Solid.
We have digital only consoles though, and like you're saying, people are transitioning to digital. UK box sales are the worst metric out there, but it's the only one that people can like regularly get data on. So that's the one they cite all the time, and I don't despise it. That's a strong word, but I very much dislike it when people try to use that as some kind of like representation of the overall market, because I just don't think it correlates. But who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. We got. Oh gosh. Nope. I just blanked on you. I thought I had a good headline for us, and it was nothing. So we are kind of getting a little long in the show here. Did you guys kind of want to take closing thoughts, or?
Yeah.
Sounds like a good idea. About ABK maybe, and maybe what you're going to be playing this week.
Yeah, we could just go through what we're playing.
Starfield up.
Go ahead.
Starfield up. I just want to get Starfield done.
Okay,
You should, sir.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Then I can
That's
finally
mine.
talk to you about what I meant about the whole, going back
New
and
Game
stuff. 'Cause
Plus.
the new game plus, and then you'll see what I meant by everything I told you.
I don't know who's finished Starfield yet. I've not.
I have. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to say where I want to because of spoilers, but people are posting online that they're on like New Game Plus 25. Does that make sense to you? How that could be?
Yeah.
Right.
Like I said, it's something you got to do.
Yeah.
So you could also do. There's things that happen. The more you do New Game Plus. So
Right.
there's way to
Some
trigger.
mechanic, right. Yeah.
Trigger certain things, and then there's also certain things you get upgraded that way.
Okay.
So it's without giving out too much, it's a really cool system. It's one of my favorite things of Starfield and how they tied it all together.
Cool.
But yeah, definitely finish it.
I love listening to
I'll
Kevin
should do-
like stumble around the details because he doesn't want to spoil it for you, but
No,
it's like
yeah.
walking through a minefield. He's like, yes, but
Yeah.
like this, but
I'm
should.
going to be finishing up probably Cocoon, and then more Call of Duty beta, and then I started Phoenix Wright again. So I'm on the second part, Justice for All. So I'm going to probably wrap that up.
Those are fun games.
Ayla said walking through a Starfield. Well done, sir. Well done.
Ivan?
I'm probably gonna finish Mirage because I definitely see the parkour issues. I really wish they would go back to Unity when it comes to parkour, but I don't think we're ever gonna see that again. But I'm gonna wrap that up because it seems short enough. And then I don't know. I think I'm going to go through the Modern Warfare campaigns. I never played Modern Warfare 1, what was it, 2019 or whatever, or the Modern Warfare 2.
But if you just wait a little bit, they'll be on Game Pass if you wait a little.
Well, I already own them, so I might as well just play them. They've just been in the backlog, And yeah, probably 2K, more of that, because it has its hooks in me, and it's not going to go away. So,
that cracks me. My real life, like non-gaming buddies, that's the game they play every year is 2K. And they always try to bring me in. They're like, join our squad, and I'm like, oh, I want to, but it's a big commitment and all that. And again, that blows me away. I love that you're playing 2K. I don't know why, but it makes me want to play it.
Yeah, it's basketball.
Yeah, basketball. Yep, absolutely. We failed to mention, and probably should have done a little PSA. They are changing how they store your captures on Xbox Live, your video captures. They're encouraging you to either back them up to a physical media like a USB drive, or use Microsoft OneDrive, which many of you probably have expanded storage beyond the 5 gigabytes if you've used Microsoft products over the years. They've given away some bonuses, so not a bad way. If one of those people that catalogs absolutely everything, maybe you're better off streaming your gaming than trying to capture everything. But if you're just trying to save your highlights and your moments, there should be plenty of storage for you. So worth noting though, because they will start deleting those from their servers in the near future. I'm sorry, I don't have the exact date on that.
It's early January, I believe.
Due to a new policy starting October 1st, 2023. Yep, the first deletions will start in January of 2024. So Anthony on the ball again. As far as what I'm playing, Vampire Survivors, it's just again, it's a grind.
Still playing Vampire Survivors?
I came back to it.
Have you got all the achievements?
No, that's why I came back to it. I didn't play that much when it first came out. I just was like, hey, this is a cool game. But now I'm, it's repetitive. But like I said, I like that 30-minute cycle. So
did I see you say it's a really good touchscreen game for cloud?
An amazing touchscreen game on your phone, on your device.
Wow, okay.
Because the controls are so, it's just that one finger. All you're doing is driving around, basically, occasionally hitting a button to make a menu selection. And it plays incredibly well. It's great before bed as I'm dozing off. Do you stare at your phone before you go to bed at night? Or I have a terrible habit. Like I literally will. I'm playing games until like I'm passed out.
I really drop it on your
That's I can't play it with it above my head. I dropped
an iPad on my head once. Just
oh God, I have a Galaxy that would hurt. It's a clunky phone. It's got some girth.
I have the same thing.
You do.
Very very clunky.
And definitely do some damage. So anyways, that's it. That's it for me. Starfield, obviously, I've been kind of chunking away at that, but I'm playing that like I do all Bethesda games. I'll finish that in about 4 years. So, but I keep playing just a little bit at a time.
I was gonna say, the Vampire Survivors on Tesla. You can actually, it's one of the games that you could play on a Tesla. You could hook up a controller.
They have a really good team over there. We were able to do the AMA with them, and their marketing team is way on top of it. And I didn't get to ask them the one question I wanted to ask them in the AMA because I forgot, but they have an entire alternative soundtrack that's done in kazoo, like the instrument kazoo. So like you can go switch the alt music and do the kazoo version, and it really
that's so great.
Well, yeah, that's what it is while you're playing through the game. And my kids come by and they're just like, "What?" I'm like, "Don't ask questions, just keep going. I'm fine." So that's it. Yeah,
I think kazoo, sausage rolls, and ABK news today was the show.
Wow,
really awesome show, guys.
We should really pick the
great.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just want to say we should pick the titles after the show because that was a perfect title right there.
Yeah,
ABK, sausage rolls, and Vampire Survivors. Yeah. Awesome, guys. Together, thank you. What was that?
I said all coming together.
Yep, just full circle. Guys, thanks everybody for joining. This was an awesome show. Loved the interaction with everybody in chat. Like I said, join us. We are streaming also to YouTube. Join us there. Like I said earlier, I may be doing a live stream of some Call of Duty beta.
Tune in.
If anybody wants to join me, my gamer tag is what my name is here, Corkenstein. Please, or Corkenstein. There's different variants that people could say. Join us. I'd love to play with some of you guys. But next week. What time are we going to be on? Are we doing a show next week? Just to make sure. I know some of us have some commitments.
I will be on a family vacation, but shoot for 5 p.m.
Yeah, we will be here tomorrow or on next Friday, shooting for another Xbox talk show. Let's see what juicy Xbox news comes out of this, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot more coming. But thank you everybody for joining, and happy gaming, y'all.
Peace.
Have a good one.